Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. We're coming to you with a Q&A episode because we got through half the questions last time. So this is going to be like a 35 minute Q&A. I've screenshotted mine because I remembered when we said screenshot them. Reese did not. So
I will be
yeah.
honest. There is a part of the reason why the questions were a bit naff. Like they
Oh,
were
were
just,
they? You say
yeah,
that
they're like,
about every question though.
no, mate,
What's a good question? What are
that
you
would make
classing as a
us
good question?
that would make us shit podcast hosts, and we're not shit podcast hosts. So
Definitely
please,
not.
yeah, going back to 2022 when we got asked a question, we said nope, well, we just don't answer that. So
I can't
move
remember
on.
what the question was or what we said.
Yeah, doesn't really matter. Who the fuck cares? It'd be hilarious if that guy that's commented is still watching and he's like, I hate these guys.
You
I
might
hate
be.
these guys. I just can't stop watching. So Finn's going to take the lead for questions because my phone is dead and it's charging. So by the time it's on, I'll have a look at my questions on today. So Finn, do you want to take the lead? Go for it, mate. Questions?
Where would you base TPC 2?
Mm. If there didn't need to be a link, I'd say it would be quite cool. Either potentially down south, up north. It'd be nice if it was a different, like quite a good distance away. But then
Yeah.
also realistically, the likelihood of us needing to be within the same sort of vicinity, it'd be a nightmare if you're like, "Oh, mate, can you come help me do this?" And it's like, "Yeah, sound, bro, 3 hour drive."
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be too ideal. And I think if we're being honest, like the one challenge, because I definitely would like to say in the future we will have another TPC. I'd like to say so, or something similar, whether it's bodybuilding or whatever. But like, I would say the one thing we've done well is the fact that there's nothing in Loughborough. And if you were to go to like any of the little areas around us, there are gyms that are pretty decent. Like you go to the side, there's obviously Progress Works, there's Premier Gym, stuff like that. That's not that far away. Leicester, there's like plenty now of like pretty decent, good gyms. And I also think as well, like this is obviously sounds a bit negative. Maybe not negative, just being truthful. Like until we've like mastered the craft of what we're trying to do, I don't think we need to be expanding upon a second place. Like I don't want to be putting out like a, let's say, I don't know, a 7 or an 8 out of 10 gym in comparison to the area where people are like, oh yeah, let's just go to warehouse instead. Let's go to Premier. And then we're like, TPC two. I'd much rather have the gym as like, right, this is the best gym within the area, which I think within the next couple years, I think it definitely could be, which would be cool. And then once we've kind of maxed that out, then we'll see, right, what do we want to do with potentially, let's say, the next sort of step. So yeah, where would you say? Like, let's say, for example, need to have a link. Where would you say? Because I think like London, there's no like real good gyms other than what's
Yeah,
there.
somewhere down south because all the good gyms are up north, aren't they? They're all like there's a lot of good gyms in Manchester. Obviously, you've got Ultraflex Rotherham, Ultraflex Durham, Ultraflex York,
Yeah,
Ultraflex Leeds. Like everything's more up north. Like I have clients down south and like their gyms aren't amazing. They're all right. Like
yeah,
there's like Crayford and Muscle Works and
yeah,
Kings
yeah. Said
and
yeah.
like there is a that Ultraflex, I think it's like West London. There are decent gyms, don't get me wrong, but like
Ultraflex Lincoln? Is that what you're on about, or is that a different one?
no, there's West London. Lincoln's north as well, mate.
Oh, is it? I'm being an idiot. I thought Lincoln was like down
No,
somewhere
Lincoln's
down
near
there.
where I'm originally from.
Oh, I'm being geography.
Like northeast. Not like super north, it's like slightly
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more north than we are.
Oh, I, for some reason
Um
I wasn't okay. There's no good gyms in Oxford. Like from like Leicester, so like bottom end, like Leicester, like if you look at like Coventry to the left, like Oxford way down to like Newbury, there's no good gyms. Just I
yeah,
know some
somewhere
that are like,
that's like in between us and London would be good.
yeah, 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 I agree. Because I don't think there's like when you go past Leicester, like there's not really a great like
Yeah,
quality.
the amount of times that like I've driven to London and I look at gyms on the way and I'm like, there's not much. You know what I mean? There's nothing that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll train there. Or you go to like the shed, you can't call it
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Oh
Over at
no.
JP gyms, which is
Oh,
like out the way. It's like going this way to then come back across. But no, I think like in like you say, with plans that we've got within the next couple of years, like the gym will be definitely like better. Um, and we'll like ultimately be able to expand the gym and stuff. But like I think in like 10 to 20 years, it would be really cool if we had basically TPC is a franchise. And I'm
yeah,
not like thinking we'd be like a fucking pure gym, but like a foundry. Like foundry gyms have got
yeah,
quite a few now and they do pretty well. And their equipment's not amazing. Like a lot of it is hammer strength and a lot of it's like booty builder kit and they've got the odd Cybex piece, but like it's not amazing kit. If we were to be, but the thing is that's so difficult is like the kit we have here, the kit that we have, like to replicate across multiple gyms is difficult.
Yeah. And also
Not
as
not the
well,
Gym
a lot
Labco
of
stuff, but like the old Nautilus and the old Cybex, that kind of stuff is difficult.
yeah, and maintaining the quality of it, not just getting like the stuff that's been absolutely ragged on like Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
And then as well, like part of the reason why I think a lot of the people that do train out of our gym train out of our gyms is like in a sense for us. Like we're there, we're training, we have our clients there, the vibe, the music, like the amount of times that like I'll put a song, let's say, I don't know, sets up and I'll get a comment being like the music in this place is so
yeah.
cool.
It
It's
does
crazy.
look sick, doesn't it? Like when
Yeah,
you film in our gym, it is cool.
yeah, no, and it does look cool. So like it's a tricky one. And to be fair, carrying on from that, I know I didn't actually screenshot the message, but I know Hugh asked about like expansions or next sort of things on the list. And I think like for us, it's just like keep doing what we're doing, kind of in the sense of like what we've always done in every aspect, and just keep slowly adding to it, building on stuff. Like obviously there'd be a wick there would be it'd be very cool if we have an expansion sometime soon, which by the looks of things it could be, maybe not soon, but within the next like year or two, which would be sick. That gives more space. And then I think in the meantime, just keep buying kit, swapping the bits out that we're maybe not as much of a fan of, putting that in storage so we can then expand into that and just keep things going. But I don't think that's like we've never really done it with an immediate right. This is our 6 month plan. This is our 12 month, and I actually think it's a lot more refreshing when it's like that. We just do it because we enjoy it. Like I'll
And
have
things do
conversations.
fall into place as well, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And I felt like there's so much for planning, and then like if we planned when we were going to get our kit, we're just going to randomly think, okay, cool, we're going to randomly find Cybex Smith, and then we're going to have to leave it at elevation or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, like or elevate, which down south. Like there's not like many things you can really plan when it comes to setting up like an individual gym. So yeah, I'd like to say definitely like I'd look at it and think like let's be honest, like this isn't us flexing, but like me and Finn make decent money. The gym is get very good at what it does right now. In 10, 15 years, like if you think about what we've done in the last 5 years, Jesus Christ, give that three more times, three more runs. Fucking hell, man. Yeah,
Yeah. I'd
I'd be
like
like,
to think by the time that we're like, if you think by the time we're like mid 40s,
yeah,
mid to late 40s, that's 20 years.
yeah,
That's fucking mental.
yeah.
Like, you won't be here. No chance in a million years.
20 years. I think I hope I'll be there.
Mate, there's no chance you're making that.
Fuck off. I'm gonna die in my 30s.
Absolutely no chance. I'll be there. I'm gonna look younger than this.
Okay, you're gonna Benjamin Button protocol. Gonna be living forever.
I'm 90, mate. Yeah, I'm immortal. I will literally at 48, I will look like 9.
You're like Christian. What's his name? Christian James.
He does look. If
Hey,
Christian James wasn't bald, he would look incredibly young.
hey, I was listening to the podcast with him and Tom and
Yeah, I
Josh
need to have a look at that.
on the drive up today, and then he was in the gym and he was on the reception, and I was like, mate, this is weird. I was like, I saw you literally on the podcast 5 minutes ago, and I was like, I didn't expect to see you, bro. I was like, why are you here?
What at Flex and Tone? Yeah, he trains
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think he does some like reception work or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure to be fair. Yeah, he just like literally like looked at the list and he was like, "Yeah, he signed in." But then he went and trained. Like he wasn't on reception, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think he might be matey with him. I don't know.
Yeah, no idea. But yeah, right. Next question, mate. My phone's finally on, so I'll get my questions up here in a second.
You're only allowed 5 movements to train again forever. What are
Oh,
they?
mate, can I be honest? Wank question. Why'd you save this, bro? Like,
What do you mean save it? I just screenshot it. This is
uh,
what I'm getting at. What's a good question?
no,
This
no,
is
no.
what do you deem as a good question?
Something that's
Because if we
slightly
keep being a
unique.
twat, people won't
No,
ask us any.
mate, something that is unique that makes actually someone think and go, yeah, that's a good thought. Why is this ever relevant? Like, when is this ever going to be the case? And
I
also,
think I like this question. I think it's a
no,
great question, and it's
the
one of
person
my
who's
clients. Stop being mean to Ethan.
person who's asked the question, why do you care, bro? Like, why do you care what 5 movement patterns? Like, Big, come on, bro. Just get pays you, mate. Be
No,
honest.
I actually think that's a decent question.
Seriously.
I don't think it's the best question in the world. We
What's
have
the
to
next
think
one?
really
What's the
deeply,
top?
but this is a
Okay,
bodybuilding podcast.
did he on his check-in ask, what's your three favourite carb sources, Finn?
No, but that's not what his check-ins are for, are they?
Well, fuck, it must be. If this is the stuff he's coming up with on questions like this. He's
Maybe,
like, wait.
mate. Maybe some people just want to support the podcast and ask us a question.
Okay, fair enough.
This is why you get like 2 questions and I get like 20.
Nah, mate, I got loads last time. I just deleted them because I think it was shit. Just wank.
So you're only allowed to train 5 movements. What are we having?
So movement patterns.
Movements. Only allowed to
Oh,
train 5 movements. Let's choose an exercise.
okay. Hinge. leg press,
What you choose?
incline
What hinge you
sets.
choosing, bro?
Oh, great, here we go. What's your favorite injuries? I'd say from a bodybuilding standpoint, probably an RDL, but from like an enjoyment standpoint, a deadlift. What would you say?
For me, I would say if I can only do one, if I'm choosing a hinge forever, I'd do a belt machine stiff leg
Really, mate, forever.
because if I'm doing one forever, I know that I would get on with that forever. Stiff leg, like on a barbell, I enjoy it at times and I'm getting on with it at the minute, but then other times I don't get on with it.
Yeah, I just think forever, man. Like you're telling me you're going to be like, right, let's fucking go. Can't wait to. Let's say you're training with somebody. Hey, bro, what hinge you doing today? I'm going to jump on the
Mate, it's
machine.
actually very nice. If we had more space in the gym, I would make sure we have a belt squat machine.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I just don't think it would be great just to do it as a hinge for the rest of time. Like you're only going to do
But
that. So you're
imagine
not.
when you're like 70 years old, I don't want to be doing barbell stiff
I
leg. I
don't
want to
either,
get
mate.
on the
I'm not
belt
going to
machine.
make it into my 40s apparently, so I don't care about that. So
So that's my hinge. Yeah, it is pretty homosexual that, but
yeah,
if I'm thinking longevity, that's
yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Okay,
But I might not even have a hinge.
okay, fair enough. What would be so leg? Let's say leg press or like squat variant. I'd say the squat press, just because I always get on with it.
Probably the
Raising the leg up,
Jim
what,
Leco leg press.
the 45 or the hip press?
45.
Mate, you were literally saying to me less than a month ago, bro, I can't do the gym like a leg press. I don't, it bottoms out.
Yeah, it was bottoming out. I've set it up. I've
Oh,
adjusted
here
it.
we go. Yeah. Finn, you
I
are
think
too
the
smart, mate.
squat press, by the way, like
Mhm.
don't get me wrong, it's a good machine, but like fucking hell, everyone needs to get out of its arse.
Oh, I do agree. But that,
Everyone at the gym, mate, is
yeah,
obsessed with it.
yeah, it's
Like,
bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good, don't get me wrong, but like it's just new. That's why everyone loves it.
No, it's new and it's a unique movement. Like, Finn,
It's
remember when
not. It's not a unique movement. Where has this come from?
because it's a different profile to every single machine that we have available at the gym.
Yeah,
That's
but
why.
it's not unique. Like it's a squat press. Like
Well,
it's not that we've never
considering
seen one before. I had
it's
another guy in the gym be like, "Oh, it's so unique." I was like, "Oh,
Finn, it's
really?"
unique because they've not used it before. You got to remember, mate, these guys are training in pure gyms. We are literally saving lives, like providing this quality of kit. Like, think about us, let's say at 18 to 22. We were using a fucking matrix leg press and a matrix hack. Do you remember when we got our leg press in the
22.
shed? We were like, this is all right. Objectively, that was awful. Probably the worst leg press we've ever used.
Yeah, that
But I
leg
remember
press
us
was
being,
good.
we were like, this is pretty good, this. So imagine if we had a Cybex squat press just randomly spawning in the shed. We would be like, absolutely, we'd be like foaming at the mouth, mate.
Yeah,
You know,
but I don't think it's unique. I think that's
this
the wrong
this
word.
is why everyone hates you because you're being horrible. You're being horrible, mate. This is not what
I
it's
think
about.
unique's the wrong word. But I also think it's all right. It's good. I don't think it's as good as everyone makes out. The squat press is good.
It's a leg press. Yeah, it's leg press. Leg press. Shout out Cuba. Back in 2023. It's leg press.
I
Okay, so
wonder
what?
if all these things that we say, all these quotes. I wonder if anybody who watches this like remembers when we've last said that
Yeah,
and
yeah,
knows what it is because
yeah,
we have mentioned that before. We were doing leg press in
yeah.
Rotherham, and I remember like, I asked Cuba a question. And he was like, "It's leg press," and I was like, "Doesn't really answer my question, mate."
It was. I just remember, like, you just looked over at me and you went leg press. Like we didn't. Like Cuban just didn't just say. You just looked over leg press. I was like, yeah, mate, he's bamboozled you. Like you could
Yeah,
ask.
it's leg press. I was like,
Like
oh.
when you were doing like your GCSEs and it was like a 12 point or 12 mark question, just leg press. It's like you got me there. What can I do? What can I say? Oh, crazy.
I
Right,
can't
my
remember
phone.
what I asked him or how it came
It was
about.
the pad. You were doing the back pad lower. He was doing it higher. And you said about like obviously getting a bit deeper if you have less hip flexion. And he just went, it's leg press, mate. Just absolutely made you look like a right twat. Everyone in Ultraflex Rotherham started laughing at you. Almost as bad as when
Pointing
you
at
dropped the
me,
spoon.
especially
Do you
that dwarf that we were training with.
when you dropped the spoon? When
Oh,
we
don't remind me.
yeah. And everyone turned around and started thinking you were a twat, thinking you
Where
suck.
was that? Everyone in the whole town.
Yeah, I don't know. It was that.
That
It
was
was
when I was like, keep going, keep going. Ah! Right.
um.
So we're not getting through. See, this is how good this question is. We can't even get through it.
Okay.
Right. I'm choosing a lateral raise, and I'm probably going to do some form of single arm. Oh my God. I'm going to do a single arm lateral raise with balloons. Oh, that usually does balloons.
No.
Single arm lateral raise, probably the Nautilus Nitro one because it's fucking mint.
Yeah.
If not, then maybe just a cable. But no, it would be the Nautilus Nitro one. I'd
Yeah.
probably do some form of incline, probably an incline Smith press.
Yeah.
I'd probably do a single arm lat pull down, as boring as it is.
Okay.
Some
I'm
form.
really, yeah, you got two more. Come on.
I'm doing a lateral raise, yeah. I'm doing a lat movement. So I've done my side delts, I've done my lats.
Yeah.
I've done a press. I don't need to do any other pressing. So I need a
Mm.
row and I need a leg compound. Or I need a hinge and a leg compound.
Yeah, so you're telling me you're going to literally be in the gym and be like, "Hey, bro, you want to deadlift?" Nah, man, I'm gonna do my single arm pull downs. No wonder you hate bodybuilding, mate. Like this is fucking shit.
Hey, a single arm pull down is a good movement.
No, but I mean, like even a single arm lateral raise, man. Like think about doing a single arm lateral for the entirety of time. Like you can't just go and just do a dual arm dumbbell lateral raise that does very similar. Like your physique's already limited. Well, at least have some fun
I get a lot more out of that lateral raise.
internally, but mentally, really,
How do you know what I get out of mentally?
because I'd imagine, mate, you can have a bit more fun just going and doing a dumbbell
Yeah,
lateral
mate,
raise.
100%. I love that Nautilus lateral raise single arm. I enjoy it way more than I do a dumbbell lateral. A dumbbell lateral, yeah, it's fine. But
Yeah.
I'm not like, I don't do a dumbbell
You're
lateral
telling me,
and
you're
come in
telling
my
me you're looking
pants because it's the
forward.
best thing in the world.
You're telling me you wake up tomorrow and you're like, right, let's say somehow injury free, which you would be because you're only doing five movements. You know what? Let's not deadlift. Let's not do an RDL. Let's do a single arm pull down. What? Finn, mate, this is tragic.
At least I'd have a single arm lateral raise. I'd have
Yeah,
I'd have an incline Smith.
you've got to surely do it. Do a hinge, bro. Just think about fun. Your physique's limited already. Genetics aside, we're not talking about your genetics. We're talking about the movements.
I'm trying to think what row I'd do.
I'd say like a T-bar or yeah. If you can only do five movements, you'd hate to do a bent row and a deadlift or a hinge.
I don't think I'd do a T-bar though. I
Stride
might
row.
do a T-bar, but you're not a chest supported one.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a good shout. That's a very good shout. Yeah,
Because that's very fun.
yeah, like a landmine sort of, not the
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of
Maybe with like a gym pin attachment.
yeah, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good fun. I'd say that'd actually be a really good shout. I'd probably do that for the row. I definitely for me it would be like deadlift, squat press just because it suits me. But Finn's gonna go, it's not that good. Whatever. Give me the gym leg press. I'd happily take as well. So either one of them. Those two are like my favorite leg press compounds. T-bar row or like non-chest supported, like whatever, as Finn said, like a landmine row, incline Smith, and then yeah, probably a lateral raise. I feel like you could probably like bang for your buck, get a bit more out of something else, but you don't need a shoulder press. You don't need really a pull down instead of a lateral.
Realistically, we're thinking about it in terms of ticking everything off. If you were
Yeah,
thinking about it in terms of just sole enjoyment, five
yeah,
exercises, I'd be
yeah,
like a dumbbell hammer curl,
yeah, true.
a probably a flat Smith,
Yeah,
a barbell bent over row.
yeah. Deadlift and a squat.
Yeah, some form of maybe a pendulum and a leg press for me. I don't love deadlifts. I know you do. Like I don't because
No,
I
but I more mean
get
yeah,
hurt.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, it makes sense. So yeah, fantastic question, mate. Thanks ever so much for asking,
It
buddy.
was. It's taken us plenty of time to get through that.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
How long should we set up diet phase? Any tips for diet break? It's a bit of a difficult one. That depends. How out of shape are you? The guy that's asked is actually a pretty fucking good bodybuilder. Um, it depends, mate. It
I
depends.
think diet
How out of
breaks.
shape are you?
Yeah, I think diet breaks are one of the most pointless things ever. If I'm honest, like I think you just need to start off in a better position. Like unless it's a super long prep, like we're talking seriously long. Like if you're doing like two shows, you do not need a diet break. You just need to start off leaner and just not do a fucking 25-week prep. Pretty simple. You know, like I've never thought there's much merit to it. The only time it makes sense is like, for example, if I'm prepping for like mid-year shows, I'm probably going to be going to America like mid March or early March to go to the Arnold's. If there's a chance where like I start before, which I will be, I'll just do probably a week's worth of fat loss ahead, like double points basically. So when I'm out there, I can just maintain. So I'm not thinking I need to be dropping at the same rate of loss. That's when I would maybe think, but I'm quite a seasoned athlete at this point. Would I be saying, yeah, man, do that, but let's speed things up for 3 weeks before so you can have a week where you can just hold it
Yeah.
maintenance? Probably
I think
yes.
diet breaks definitely. are like they're definitely worth having in, or they're definitely warranted. Like if you can have a period of time away from a deficit, if you're prepping, even if it's 16 weeks, 18 weeks, I think having a week within that or 2 weeks within that where you don't have to be in a deficit
I just
definitely has benefits in terms of like just
is this
not.
like before the show? Because where my head's at when it comes to stuff like this is like in between shows when it's a long season, 100% because you'll naturally be peaking into shows, you're doing less, you can feed up for a few days after. I did that for the back end of my prep, and
Yeah,
it helped with
in between shows, you're
that.
not really pushing for fat loss
Or
anyway. You just
no,
it
but that's
naturally
where
can
the
occur
thing in
through
my
like
opinion.
freshening up.
Yeah, that's what makes sense. I'd argue like how much fatigue, especially like let's say again, this is not being horrible, but I imagine if you're saying he's a good bodybuilder or a good natural bodybuilder, how much fatigue can you generate in a 16 to 18 week prep as a natural bodybuilder? If like let's say unless you start off horrendous. So what I say is
I
just
don't think it's necessarily the fatigue. I think it's the impact of spending a long time in a deficit hormonally. Like
but
if you can
really
spend.
18 weeks in a deficit, is that hard, like hormonally, when you're naturally
No, but
going
I think if you're spending, let's say, and again, a lot of natural preps would be longer than 18 weeks, so you're not having to be too aggressive. Let's say you're spending 24 weeks in a prep. If you do like 8 weeks and then you have a diet break week, which is aligned with a deload, and like you say, you might be going on holiday or something, and you align it with that, and then you have another 8 weeks, and even just psychologically for people, it can help. I get it for like, I wouldn't, I need a diet break, and like you wouldn't. But I do think, especially if you're ahead as well, like why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd say that's again why if you're ahead or if it's a really long prep, but like again, like as a 190 pound natural bodybuilder, like are you like genuinely, and I'm not saying you, I mean like just in general, like say 160 to 210 pound natural dude, how much fatigue are you gonna generate in those 8 weeks? And if it's not even fatigue, like just mentally, maybe you need to like prepare, like you're gonna be dieting for a good amount of time. Like if you can't go 2 months without 3 months without an off-plan meal, cool.
No, I
Like
don't
so
think it would be. I don't think you need an off-plan meal. I think
no,
just
but
being out of a
or
deficit for.
no, but even like in that deficit thought, like again, 8 weeks in a deficit is like that's child's play for the vast majority of people if you're actually about it. Like if I had a client that was like suggesting about a diet break, I'd be like, let's just see where they are. But, like planning ahead, I think they're honestly stupid because as well, like you'll get some people that will be like, got a diet break coming up, can't wait, or and they expect to feel great, or it'll be the opposite where they'll think diet break, let me push really hard because I don't want to just stall for a week. And sometimes that sort of stalling, as much as again the body can be responsive afterwards, I would rather just take it instead of a diet break, just have 3 to 4 days off as a deload, eat at maintenance, maybe eat your training days on a rest day, bring down expenditure.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need
Have
to
like,
call it a diet break.
like the amount of times that I'll do like de-output weekends or 4 to 5 days of de-outputting, and then they feel way better. And that's not where I'm like, right, we're going to bump your calories. And also, when you're at that sort of set point and you're not that muscled, they might expect a massive calorie bump. And also, as a coach, where do you know where that maintenance is? Like, you had 400 calories and you're just going to hope that it sticks for 3 or 4 days. You don't know how it's going to respond, And I just think there's too many elements there where I just don't think it makes that much sense for the vast majority of people, unless you're seasoned. And even then, I'd say mentally, you'd probably be okay. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with like. For me, it wouldn't be the mental aspect of it. It would just be the case of like if I'm ahead, and
Yeah,
or if I have a client who's ahead, and they can therefore have a period of time away from being in a deficit to
yeah,
probably reduce the risk of downregulation of metabolic hormones, and hormonally they're not in as good a spot. Like I'd rather do that. Like especially like if you're in a natural prep, I guarantee if for example if you had a natural bodybuilder and they prepped for 20 weeks and they didn't have a diet break within that time, and then they had two shows in the space of 4 weeks and then they came back out of it, versus let's say somebody else who had maybe 22 weeks and they had two diet breaks within that, where you actually gained weight for a week. Every other week you lost weight. You might not be loads, but you actually had 2 weeks in a surplus, essentially. I'd be surprised if their prep wasn't better, and from a hormonal standpoint and post-show management and everything wasn't better.
I think I'd
Depends
argue
on the
that.
person, but I
I think
would
it
be
would
more
also
surprised.
depend on just the final parts of the prep. I don't think when you're doing something at 10 weeks out, I don't really think it's going to have much of an issue or much of an impact down the road. Personally, I'd say like if it's where like you're really battered, then fair enough. But again, like, are you really that going to be that battered? You know, and you said about like down regulation of like let's say metabolic function. That's going to be the case when you're leaner anyway. You know, that's going to happen. It's like dread from it, run from it. Sorry guys, your test is probably going to be pretty low. Your like general output's probably going to be a
Yeah,
little bit
it's
low.
obviously it's inevitable, but I think you can
Yeah,
manage it better or worse.
yeah, 100%. Like you can, like, let's say you could easily push hard and do too much, but at the end of the day, like, well, let's be honest. I think it's one of those sort of things. The most probably overrated thing within bodybuilding is probably guys saying, "I lost muscle," and it's like you probably just didn't have it. You didn't do it that well. Like perhaps could be managed better, but like we're more so talking to people that have missed the mark with conditioning and they've probably not pushed too hard. You know, it's not. It's usually not the other way around, unless like we know them personally. Like you know, if you
Yeah.
had a client came to you and they were like, "Hey man, I competed. How many times did you hear it? Hey man, I competed 2 years ago." Like what? Which one? Either I didn't get lean enough, or my coach pushed me too hard and I lost loads of muscle. You like
Yeah,
both have.
more often than not, it's not getting in condition. But to be fair, this guy's only asked about how should we set up a diet phase, so he's not asked about a prep. But yeah, if you're doing a diet like just a standard diet, realistically, you don't need a diet break. The only time I'd give somebody a quote unquote diet break out of a prep would be if they're doing like a let's say like a decent maybe a 12 to 16 week fat loss phase and they've got a holiday or something to plan around.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree. Right, Finn, you can answer this one because obviously natural, bro. I don't know how to fucking help natties. Best advice for a natural trying to grow as much as possible. Any hidden gems? Any hidden gems, Finn? Any hidden gems for these
Yeah,
naturals
but
out
you
there?
can't only like a few of us know them, so can't
Okay.
actually put them out to the greater world, the greater population. Like me, AJ, Keefe, um, Adam Powell, Ethan Kavanagh, like Josh Croggan, like us lot. Obviously, we know the hidden gem, but
Yeah.
yeah, most natties don't know it. It's basically just taking. At the minute, I'm actually doing this, taking like 30 grams of creatine a day.
Oh, I thought it was going to be an MBW subscription, but then I was like, oh, that doesn't really make
No,
sense, does
it's
it?
not that. It's actually just having a dildo in your ass consistently, like
Ah, makes sense.
all day, every day.
I've heard honestly, mate, the bracing and stability potential is fantastic. And
So
like
much better when you've got a butt plug in.
as you get leaner, just make the butt plug bigger.
Yeah.
And then you can basically like as your body weight comes down, just fill it up through like your anal cavity. Mate, genuinely, weighted expenditure, greater stability. Like even
Stage
like
rate was honestly my stage rate. I was up like 20 pounds a stage rate.
yeah. I accidentally sneezed when I hit my rear double bicep and everyone jumped and thought, oh my god, what's happened? I got kicked out of the show.
Right, the serious answer. Um, I would say that, like there isn't a hidden gem, but like just find what works for you and do it fucking relentlessly for years. Like and I think as well, like even over time, you sort of fine tune things. So like I'll do things now that I wouldn't have done 5 years ago, and I did things 5 years ago that I wouldn't do now based on knowing what aggravates injuries and what then impacts training across the whole week, things like that. Like you also just like get better at everything. Like if you just get better at managing your stress and managing your routine and managing your sleep and even like micronutrient intake and things like that. Like when in the early stages, it doesn't fucking matter. Just go to the gym and eat your food. Like eat plenty of protein, eat plenty of food, get fucking big and strong. Like you don't need to overthink anything. But the longer that you are in it, ultimately, like it's like the sort of theory of diminishing returns. You're going to see a trade-off where you ultimately get less out of it as the years go on. Like even same with enhanced lifters. Like once you're taking gear for a year, 2 years, 3 years, like you're probably going to see less and less results as you've just become bigger. There's a reason that there's not a 900 pound bodybuilder because it's like you that ultimately you're not going to achieve that. Like you're going to have it where your results will taper off. That's where you've got to find like those like 1% and doesn't have to be like fucking stupidly meticulous and over analytical to find those 1%. It's just being like specific to you. So like choosing movements that feel really fucking good for you and not just what you see on social media. Having
I'd say
meals that digest really well for you and not just what the fucking latest trend is. Like things like that. Uh,
That's though like not that like a guy who's asking hidden gems is probably quite new. He's got a coach, which is good. So you've got a coach, which I would probably would say get a coach who's done the actual process of bodybuilding. I know his coach is enhanced, but his coach is pretty good genetically as well. And I'd almost just say like, if anything, embrace the long and hard game of what bodybuilding is. Enjoy it, and just literally like the one thing that I would say is boring, or the two things, just as Finn said. But like you don't need to think about, in my opinion, when you're starting out, digestion or what feels good.
Yeah,
Every
that's
single
what I
thing.
mean. That as
Yeah,
you get
no, no,
further on,
yeah.
those things
But I
become a
mean,
bit more
as
relevant.
a direct answer, just literally go into the gym. Don't worry about how you look. Train as hard as you possibly can, and eat a lot of food to fuel that training. That's it. Stop worrying about getting lean. You can't cut down if you have fuck all there to begin with, and just do it for many, many months, many, many years, and you'll probably progress at a far faster rate than the people around you that are like, yeah, summer diet. Let me pull back after 6 months. I'm
Yeah.
up 4 kilos, and they look the exact same. It's like if you've not got a great physique, just literally spend 2 to 3 years eating a hell of a lot of food within reason, training really fucking hard, getting a little bit soft, and then when you come down, you'll probably be like, oh, I still look a bit meh. I look way better than I did before, and then just keep doing that, and eventually, after
All the
doing it, like,
like
you'll have a good
realistically,
foundation.
all the biggest natties have spent years being quite fat.
Yeah,
Like they have like look at any really fucking good natural bodybuilder. It's very rare that
yeah,
they stay lean year round, or like usually they fucking get heavy in their off season and they spend time there like 2, 3 years and then they compete again and it's like fucking hell. Like or they were from the age of 14 to 18, just gaining, just bulking, getting big and fat and eating whatever, just eating loads and training hard. So yeah,
it's just copy
there's your,
Will.
there's
Copy
your
Will.
yeah.
You'll be good to go, mate. That's what you need to do. All right, your ones, mate.
What's one thing you've changed your minds about in the past year? Bodybuilding/life.
Ooh, deep question.
Is that good enough for you? That question, mate?
I'd say it just passes. It would be better if there's what's three pathways mentally that you feel like you've tapped into over the last year to enhance you as an individual. Like, like that would be like more so that would
Oh, I thought
predicate
you
you.
were saying someone had asked that.
No, no. What one thing's what we've changed beliefs on.
What's one thing you've changed your minds about in the past year? Bodybuilding/life.
Uh, that's hard. I feel like it deserves a good answer. Do you have any that springs to mind?
It's a good question.
It is. It makes you think. I feel like I wish I had a bit more time because I feel like there's a lot
There
of things.
definitely will be things that, yeah.
It's like
Uh,
I feel like I don't want to sound ignorant saying there's nothing, but there's loads. But I'm just trying to think like what actually makes sense for this.
I'm trying to think of it in like a bodybuilding setting
Yeah.
first.
To be fair, we spoke about it on the last one, but I'd say like just enjoyment of the process. Like I didn't realize until I injured my knee, like I wouldn't be able to do this forever, and then that made everything a lot easier because I was like, actually, I really want to do this. Like I did before, but it made me a hell of a lot more grateful. And like before every show, I didn't look at anybody next to me thinking, oh my god, he's
Yeah.
massive. I was just like, fuck yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'd say like the more relaxed you are
Yeah,
and the more you
yeah,
can enjoy the process, like the better.
yeah.
And I'm not saying that we never thought that before anyway, but we're probably leaning into that a lot more.
Yeah, mate. Like I remember before the FitTech show, like I said to my mum, I could get smoked. I don't know how I'm going to stack up against these guys. And like bearing in mind, like it's a FitTech show, I should be winning easily. But I was like, I don't really care. I just want to fucking get on stage and have some fun, and it was really
Yeah.
fun. And like that's a mindset that I would never have had years ago because it was like if I don't win,
Yeah,
I'm
you like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm a failure if I can't win a FitTech
yeah,
show, yeah.
yeah. Where like instead I was like, I could not care. I'm actually on stage and I'm really happy if I look sick. Like that's really
Yeah,
cool.
that's definitely something we both I'd say in the
Yeah,
past like couple of years we've definitely like adjusted that.
yeah, I'd say so.
Uh, Life, what have you changed your mind on?
Uh,
I think I like males instead of females.
yeah, fuck. Thanks for the reel that you sent me. You are you are
Just
kidding.
randomly, these reels pop up about being gay, and I'm like,
It's really strange.
someone's gonna find out.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like it's obviously like the cookies and like your history and stuff like that.
So weird, yeah.
Crazy. Um, I don't know. Life's kind of similar. Like I don't know. Like the last year for me, like I actually ticked off like a fucking load of things that like again all came together in a really short space. But like that was because of again just being relentless and just enjoying the process. Like all of it kind of happened out of years of just work and kind of working towards a goal. But that wasn't anything that changed. That was more so a case of like not delayed gratification, but like I got a cool. I
Just
had a
timing,
cool
like they
yeah,
all like
I
yeah.
had a cool year, but that was because of the previous years of working every day.
All those things that happened in a short period would have happened anyway. They just happened in
Yeah,
a short period.
yeah. But I more mean in the way of like I've always been a fan of like things don't have to come immediately. Like again, that kid asking about hidden gems, I didn't think to myself, okay, I want a banging gym. What's Jakob? What's a hidden gem to get cheaper gym kit? It was like
Yeah.
what do I need to do? With
And
my
it's
physique
obvious as well,
wasn't.
isn't it? It's like when people ask about how to grow your coaching business or how to grow your social media or what. It's like, mate, it's obvious. Look what other people are doing who you would aspire to be like. What do they do? Like, they're fucking relentless with posting on social media, with getting back to clients, with whatever it may be, like podcasts, YouTube, etc. Like giving out a good level of service, posting about your clients, like you know, in any aspect, I think that's the same. Like if you're asking that kind of question, like there isn't any sort of hidden gem. There's no like shortcut. You know what I mean? It's just fucking working hard.
It's like to put it simply, like shit takes time, but you should enjoy the time you have to put in to get there. Where instead of thinking about just the end result and thinking like this would be really cool, like it's more so a case of thinking, well, this is what I've done for years and I've
Like
enjoyed
enjoying the
those.
process and like the process goals rather than the outcome goals.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. But again, that's a good question, a really good question. Just probably need more time to actually think about the other stuff. How to tell if you're structurally built for classic or if you've got to get big for open? I think it's pretty simple. Like, how do you look in some classic shots? Oh, actually, no. You know what? Simple answer. How does your front relax look? If your front relax doesn't look classic, you're not classic. So
I would
simple.
say, how do you even look just like stood relaxed? If you can tell if
Yeah.
someone's got like a wide rib cage and small waist and wide shoulders and sweeping quads just stood, you go, yeah. And like you say, front relax is like a telltale one.
Yeah.
Like I can hit some classic poses and look classic. Like I could do a teacup and
Hey,
look classic.
you beat Toyton IFBB Pro.
I've beat Toys and IFBB Pro.
Bearing in mind, he was just starting puberty, but
No,
like
he
you,
hadn't hit puberty. He was 8. Um,
oh, great, perfect.
but like, no, you could legit like. I'm not classic, but I can hit a classic looking front pose and stuff. But it's like you said, exactly that. You hit a front relaxed, and like, if you don't look classic in a front relax, you're probably not suited to the class that well.
I agree. I agree. I think it's like how things taper in, and like if your front relaxed is average at any decent show, regardless of like how cool your rear twisting double up looks.
Yeah,
So as like the best you get in is probably the edge of a first call out. It's like that's probably going to be it.
it's
Like
just so popular now, though, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Classic
And
is
also, as well, I
so
think it's
popular.
dependent on like musculature. Like, the amount of fucking classic comments I get, and it's like when I was actually at my classic weight cap, I looked diabolical. Like, I did not look classic. I looked very shit shape wise. So it is relative to obviously muscularity. So I look more classic the bigger I look, but it's obvious when you see me, I'm like, oh, I'm not fucking classic. I'm a lot bigger. But like if you saw just me on my own, you probably think, oh yeah, sound, you could do classic, and it's like, well, I couldn't because I'm big enough now, and I've added muscle to the right areas relative to my physique. But again, it's one of those. So like when you're starting out, like again, don't for this guy, like you probably should know. If you don't worry. Just train really hard, train everything twice per week, and just see how your physique sort of develops, and then you'll kind of know. We never really chose our class, it was more so a case of just training and then going, okay, let me diet down, let me hit a few poses. This is what looks better. Like even up till I remember in 2024, like I remember when we trained at Apollo and it was like before I injured my knee, and you looked at me and you were like, fucking hell, man, you still suit men's physique poses. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Like you
you,
don't
you
like those
do
points.
though. Like, yeah, you
Yeah,
realistically like in another life, you could have you could have done natural men's physique and been
oh yeah,
fucking mint. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, but
My,
instead, you've
my
gone down
natural
steroid goblin route and you're going to die soon.
hey, my natural calling is like WNBF pro, like men's physique. Like
It
genuinely,
is. It is.
that's like there's two
But it's
versions.
not because you do grow muscle quite well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you grow muscle to the point where it probably, you even in natural, if she'd have stayed natty, you'd have probably been in bodybuilding in the long term anyway.
yeah, maybe. But I think it would
But
have
then
done
you
some.
look at someone like Joven, and he's fucking
Yeah,
big, mate.
yeah,
But
Joven.
he suits men's physique.
Like, Jovan's not that big. He's just really bubbly. Like
Yeah,
he's like
he's not small though. He's got a lot of muscle.
he's got a hell of a lot of muscle, but he's not like structurally or like he's not like dense. It's just he's got really, really good
Yeah,
arms. He's insert like everything just bubbles off like the kind of bone.
yeah,
But
like his
like
chest and half are mental.
yeah. Yeah. But if you were to like let's say look at his actual like if you were to I don't know chip off his back muscle and like just put it in a bowl, his back muscle isn't like
Yeah,
no
his
you
back's not crazy. Like,
You've no, but you've probably got like more back muscle, but his just looks a lot better because it inserts better, and he's a black dude with a tiny waist, like sort of like mid physique. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know what you mean.
So that's what I
Um,
mean. So before Joe messaged me like, bro, I'm not fucking small, no mate, you're massive.
yeah,
It's just
he's
like
big.
you're not like bodybuilders
He's
age.
not like you say. He's not dense through the back. He's still wide and he's
Because
got
even
a
like
like
if you were to go like nipple to like I don't know like let's say mid lat, like if you just cut a hole, like he's not that like he's just got really bubbly muscle. That's all it is. Where like you see somebody who's got a hell of a lot of muscle, let's say in a classic or in a open like let's say like natural sort of physique, you can see the difference when it comes to how things are. Like that's why it's like with Joven, I wouldn't really be saying like he's massive. He's just like he looks the same, and also
I
he's
think
basically
Jovan could do
got,
well in any class though.
I'd say so. He's got good legs, hasn't he? I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
he had like he
yeah,
got good.
decent. Yeah.
So yeah.
Uh, Go on.
My ones are just PDs wise. In-depth analysis on retatrutide. Sorry, mate, got Finn. He'll fall asleep. He doesn't know anything about retatrutide. He need to. It's also now banned, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
don't think it's been banned by WADA, but I know UK APA banned it. I haven't seen if it's been banned by WADA.
How are they banning that? Because obviously it's polygraph. Are they like going to be test not polygraph, so it's a urine test. Are they going to
I
be
think they're just basically putting it out there that like you shouldn't be taking this.
oh they're not because if it's obviously they send it off to one, don't they? So
I don't know.
yeah.
We'll have to have a look into it.
Yeah, no, because that would be something. So yeah. You go for your questions, mate. The rest is like where to source peptides and stuff like that. So for a red lab, 315.
Tips for training in a commercial gym. Just
Do
fucking
I trained in commercial gyms when I was out in Madrid.
yeah, just do what you normally do, but just like I say what you'd normally do. If you've only ever trained in a commercial gym, you might not know, but like if you're following us, which you obviously are because you're asking a question for the podcast, like look at what we do or what our clients do and stuff like that and just create alternatives. Like if I was to train in Pure Gym now and let's say do a leg day, probably wouldn't do the matrix hack. I'd probably do a Smith squat because it
Yeah.
feels better and the range of motion's better. Like I'd see how the leg press feels and if it feels shit, I'd maybe look at like doing like a single leg on the pin loaded one.
You could do a single leg on that leg press and be probably pretty sound, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the it's just the matrix one's just weird though, isn't it? The plate loaded one is very much like
Angle,
the
yeah.
angle and the range of motion is poor. Like,
I think
but
you
the
do
pin
like a
loaded one, I
single.
have a couple of clients train at Pure Gym and they use the pin loaded and they get loads of knee flexion.
Yeah. I think like when I was training in Viva Gym in Spain, and that was basically pure gym. And I just did like incline barbell because the matrix Smith's pretty wank for pressing because you have to spin
It's
it so
sticky in
much.
it as well.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to like unrack it and literally like twist it. So weird. Like it's not nice. So I just did like incline barbell as the first main movement. Then I did a close grip neutral grip dumbbell and then close grip flat Smith, and then just did cable and machine work. And it was like I think again like
cables are
people
sound. Even some of the like the pin loaded machines are sound.
yeah, the playload machines aren't great, but they're not awful as well. Like, I think people have an ego. Like, again, we were the exact same. We were traveling fucking ages not to train in a pure gym, but that was more so because like we enjoy our training. But if you're going off like strictly physique development, like, could I still make progress in a pure gym? Yeah, I definitely could. It wouldn't be ideal, and I wouldn't really enjoy it as much. But if you said to me, Reese, you got to train in a pure gym for your next prep, I think I could still bring a real good physique, and
Yeah.
that's me
I
who's
was
like
thinking as well, like we said it, like COVID taught us that you can fucking train anywhere, like and still make progress. Like we obviously were not lucky because we sort of bought kit and stuff, but we did well to be able to have stuff. Hello,
oh
Megan.
my god, Meg's here.
Want to join the podcast? No,
Meg, do you want to bring up a seat?
no. Yeah, she's got her own podcast, mate.
I know, yeah, it's the one with Ella and
What's it
Zena.
called? That is a nonsense.
Nonsense. Natty's and the nonce, and Meg's
I'll
there.
just sit in the corner.
Just sit there. Right.
I'll be done in fine. But oh, she's dead excited to see me.
And just like, oh, stand. Right.
Right. So what we were saying then is like COVID taught us like you could literally train anywhere. I had clients mate with fucking like broomsticks and like weights on the end, like
Oh,
buckets
mate.
of concrete and shit.
Oh, Quinn, do you remember the Jack Piat story? I have it screenshotted. I could literally search up. It's so bad. Do you remember when he's
Fine.
doing? I'll get it. I just remember. Do you remember when he was doing rucksack lunges
In
and
his
he
front
was
room.
doing
Yeah, in his front
like a
room.
photo, and he literally put a caption like this phase
This
this
will show or something.
oh, it was like this will show who's been slacking and who's not, making sure you lock it. Like it was like this will show, it's like this will show when the time is up to get back into the gym, who's been slacking and who's not. I'm definitely going to be like the latter. And it's like fuck it out, like yeah, crazy.
Yeah, like I actually think during that time, like it made you realize you could fucking make progress literally and like Pure Gym would have been an absolute dream for most people
Oh
during,
mate,
you
I
know what I
also
mean?
think as well like people need a bit of like a reality check, like in the way of like what you can actually get. Like, I feel like every, like almost a Hunger Games where like, it makes you grateful and it makes you like, like, oh yeah, we haven't been selected. We need like a
Every
almost a
year we need something like that.
yeah.
But
So
even
people
like
like
if you think about how how like bodybuilders used to train before like
Mm.
machines were even made. You know what I mean? Like they just picked up a weight and moved it and until the muscle hurt and
Yeah,
just done that over and over and over again. And you grow. Like it is pretty simple when you think of it like
yeah, exactly. And also the cool thing about having a gym, if we were to ever have another lockdown, we are
that.
fucking
Oh,
sorted.
that's
Like,
mental, isn't it?
yeah, like that's the cool
The
thing because
comparison of last time what we had versus this time.
yeah, being like, oh no, what are we gonna do for training? I don't really. Our entire gym is us. You know what I mean? Like that'd be like
That
you
is
don't really.
crazy, isn't it?
Like in a weird way, like we probably view our gym as just like a gym. Like it's not
Yeah, I forget that we own it a lot. Now and
like
again, I go, oh shit. Right,
yeah, yeah, no, definitely.
right. I've got one more, and then we're done. Yeah.
Yep, sound.
Opinions on BB gyms, bodybuilding, moving away from the sport, e.g., no posing, no gym pins, and no filming.
I think if
I
I'm
would
honest,
say no filming is not moving away from the sport.
no, and I
No
also would say
posing, I understand,
yeah,
but also there should be maybe like a place to pose rather than just doing it.
yeah. I think it's just a general sort of respect. Like I think it's a bit of a tricky one when you've got like Ultraflex Durham and you've got let's say Ant Bales, who owns part of the gym, but then he's allowed it to be a franchise, which Ultraflex is like the number one like hotspot for bringing kids and people that are getting into social media in. But then he's like going against the grain, being like, "This is the hardcore corner, no tripods." When it's like, mate, you literally accepted Ultraflex to be a part of like they basically paid for the gym. Like as cool as your gym was or whatever, that you literally accepted it. So you can't really go, "Oh, actually, I only want this. Like I want this, but I don't want that." You know, that's what I find a bit bizarre because you
I
get some
quite
gyms
like that. I think it's cool that they've got that area. Like,
no, I like it in a certain regard, but I also think it's a little bit backwards because it's like you get a lot of gyms like where they'll have certain of these like slightly niche rules or whatever. That it's like you're going against the grain, but also like you've got to remember like gyms can do whatever the fuck they want. Like gym pins. Let's say, for example, if you had 800 members and most of them were fucking, let's say, stupid and just not. Like, let's say again, most gyms you're gonna have like guys that come in absolute weapons, they know how to train, load up. Like on the adductor, for example, at our gym I've maybe put on a 20 kilo plate a handful of times. I see guys with legitimately no legs doing like 3 plates on there, yeeting it around. And it's like, if that snaps, that's going to be us having to fix that. And also, it's like, if you imagine having that for 10 years and that snaps 7, 8 times, like I say every 9 months, whatever, every whatever, 13, 14 months. If that snaps loads of times, I can understand why some gym owners go, why the fuck are you using gym pins? Just like stick with what
Yeah,
the
100%. Like, I have a couple of clients like now and
yeah,
again, they'll go, oh, the owner doesn't want me doing this, but I did it anyway. And I'll be like, mate, I kind of see it from the gym owner perspective now. Like, don't do it. Like, let's make the adductor harder without
yeah,
using the gym pin if it's not what they want. Because at the end of the day, like, you have got to respect that
yeah,
they're literally giving you this place to train, this
yeah.
piece of equipment. It's not yours. You
No,
know what I
no, no,
mean?
no.
Like, you
Like
shouldn't
you're
be
like,
just fucking treating it like it is.
no, no, like again, adductors aren't that expensive. But let's say, for example, like that squat press, like let's say, for example, a member goes and fucking breaks that. It's gonna take them years to pay
Mate,
off all
even
that.
like the Smith, like the
Yeah,
Smith machine, like
yeah,
if somebody breaks that and we have to replace it, like get a new Smith, like you say, like that literally does take them however many years to replace what cost of that is.
yeah, exactly. So like all of that, and then like for example, with like posing, I can again completely understand. Like we had a kid training topless where someone came up and they were like, "Kids training topless, what should we do?" And I was like, as long as it's not annoying anybody, you can do what the fuck you want. Like we're not going to mind that. But if it was where, let's say, the gym was busy, it was a Saturday, and he's training like, let's say again, he's training topless, sweating all over
Jumping
machines.
between movements and getting in the way of
Yeah, but
everyone.
yeah, like just being a bit of a dickhead, we'd be like, mate, sort it out. Also, put a fucking top on. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a different standard where,
Yeah.
again, some gyms they might have 50 people that do that randomly. So they've said, fucking hell, guys, put a top on. What the fuck? Like, sort it out. And I also think, well, it's like, it's knowing your place. Like, me and Finn have posed topless in gyms before where maybe it was like, it wasn't fully against the rules, but we've done it in the corner. We've literally whipped
Yeah, we're
top off.
not doing
Took
it for
photos.
like an hour
Yeah,
in the middle of the gym.
yeah, if anybody says anything, like we apologize. And also as well, like me and Finn have never trained topless in our entire lives doing sets. Like we've never done that, have we? Like we might like
No,
pose.
only when we were like shagging in between sets in the shed.
Ah, yeah, yeah, in the shed, yeah, in the shed, just training naked, being like,
Just
come on,
like
mate, go
fucking
on.
each other in between sets. It was
Yeah,
great.
just like teabagging on the bench, being like, come on, mate, balls in the face. No, yeah, fucking a bit of testosterone boosting
We didn't
machines.
film it.
Nah, of course not. That was our gym. That was our show. We do what we want. Guys, if anyone who's listening to this is judging us, fuck off.
Get your own gym.
No,
Do what you want in your own gym. In our gym, you can't. In our gym,
no,
you have to be naked.
it's a naked gym. We can do
But
whatever the
no,
fuck we
like to be fair, this might relate a little bit to JP's in Scotland,
want. Yeah.
where Josh and a lot of the boys train.
Does
Uh,
Josh train out there consistently now? Doesn't
no,
train out
no,
of
like Josh trains out of Muscle Hut and JP sometimes.
Doesn't he
Noah's the
train out of
same.
that pro whatever it was called?
No, they don't train out of Pro Life really anymore.
How come? They just realised that it was just ran by weapons.
Yeah. So JP, the guy that runs JP's, really sound, and I think a lot of
JPX shared Jordan Peters.
no, no, not him. I think a
Uh,
lot of members have had issues with like the other members filming and tripods and stuff like that. So he's then like in a really difficult position, like between a rock and a hard place, where you've got some members who like using tripods and filming, and others who don't, and you've got to then try and like please both. You know what I mean? It's difficult because like we have people who film themselves in the gym. We also have people who don't, but
yeah.
luckily they don't give a fuck and they haven't complained. But if they did complain, we've then got to try and manage that and be like, right, to the members who don't like people filming, we're sorry, but we're not going to ban it. But to the members who are filming, please don't take the
What
piss.
did what did JP do? Did he say that?
I
Or
think
did
pretty much.
okay? Because I
You
had a
can't
girl.
ban people from filming in the gym. Like I just think that's stupid. I don't
Yeah,
think you can ban tripods either because I think that's fucking stupid. I think you talk to the people who are doing it and just
yeah,
say, make sure you're pretty much just filming yourself. Keep it like as close to the machine that you're doing as you can,
yeah.
and don't take the piss. And if anyone has any problems, apologize and say, yeah, sorry, because realistically, you're the one in the way.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Like, funnily enough, a girl came up to me, new girl, dark hair, like quite like don't want to say goth girl, but she kind of is that sort of vibe. Don't know if you've seen the last few days. She's like she's really nice, really nice. And she came up to me. She said, "Oh, like I came out of I think it was like an Everyone Active or something." She was like, "There's not many tripods, so I just feel a bit awkward at times." And I said to her, "I was like, oh no, 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 like I completely get that, but like if
Yeah,
anybody has an issue, if you walk in front of anyone's camera, please tell me, and I'll go and tell them to fuck off." In the
yeah.
night, oh, you're joking. And she was like, really? I'm like, yeah. It's like, they
The
choose to
amount of
film.
times that like people like stop in front, like when
Yeah.
I'm about to do a set, or they like look at my camera, and I'm like, mate, please don't literally imagine it's not there. Just go past it. It's fine.
Yeah, but funnily enough, when I was in Spain, I am 100% on a Spanish reel of this girl. Like, guys in the gym are so disrespectful because she was on the leg press, mate, and I made it like I was a little bit rude afterwards because I was like, what the fuck? I was on the leg press. She was on the leg press to the side of me, and she propped her phone up on a water bottle, legitimately behind the leg press I was on, and I was spotting Sanaya from the side, so I was kind of like stood. Maybe I was blocking her, maybe I wasn't, and she like looked at me like so like just like staring at me in quite like a not a very nice way, looked at the camera, looked back at me, and then looked at the camera and made out like I was like I've ruined her day. She was like looking at like this,
We
and
all
I,
like,
I
what's
just
his
looked at her
name?
and I didn't know if she spoke
Joey,
English, and I
Joey
said,
Small Real too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I just looked at her. I literally like laughed, and I said to Sanaa because she wasn't in the set. I was like, "Great, just fucking ruin this girl's day." I was like, "Bearing in mind," I was like, and then she was a bit like she was visibly frustrated. She got up, moved the camera, and I said to Sanaa, I was like, "Why is anyone gonna care? Like, she like does not look like she trains. She's probably mid-30s." I was like,
That's not even the point. Like,
"No, but
it
I
doesn't
mean it
matter
in the
who
way
they
of
are or
like,
anything like that. That's irrelevant. It's more so
no,
like,
but it shouldn't be negative from her. Like, I've stood in her way of her camera. I didn't even see it. It's on the floor.
yeah,
It should just be
if you're gonna
it should be
film, like, you
excuse
shouldn't
me?
be bothered if anyone gets in the way. Like,
No,
it's
no, no.
it,
But I
you
more
gets
mean
in
it.
the way.
Oh yeah, no. So I said that's what I said. I was like, it's silly. I was like, who like she's filming for herself for Instagram, whatever. Like, who cares if I stand in the way of one set? Like, it's not like let's say, and the reason why I say that is it you say it doesn't matter. It kind of does. If that was, let's say, for example, let's say Miss Olympia, and she's 1 week post show and she's doing a leg press, people probably want to see that shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm
I know
not
what
a
you
rocket.
mean, but I mean, like, from
No, I'm
an
not critiquing.
entitlement standpoint, it's irrelevant.
It's not. No, no, no. But it was entitlement from her
That's what I'm
behalf
saying.
initially,
You shouldn't be
and then
entitled.
so
Like,
I was like, I know, but I could almost have a bit more respect if I was like, in a sense, if she looked fucking like shit hot, like she was like, let's say I don't know, she's 220 lean as a female, I'd be like, fuck yeah, like fair play, sorry, but like giving me shit when like let's be honest, she looked like a complete beginner. Like it wasn't where she was doing anything special on the leg press. She was like had like half a plate per side, and I'm like,
I still think that's completely irrelevant. She might be filming it for a coach.
no, no, I fully get that, but it's not that important because she wasn't training that hard, so she could do another set. Do you know what I mean? in the way of like, no, I, again, let's be honest. Don't use it as a. Don't try and get good PR points. I mean it
No,
in the
mate,
way.
I'm being serious. I think anyone can do what they want in the gym. She can film herself. I
100%.
wouldn't be
But no,
like, oh, I stood in the way because
yeah.
she's a nobody.
But no. I didn't stand. No, it wasn't that. I didn't stand in the way because she was nobody. I stood in the way, realized she then gave me shit. I then looked and went, okay, she's literally doing half a plate beside the leg presses. She's a complete beginner and she's giving me shit. Like, what have I done wrong here? Where
And
if it
you
was
knock
where
her out.
yeah, and I got up and was like, "Who are you? I guarantee I've got more followers than you, bitch. Fuck off. Get off that leg press." But I'm more meaning the way again. If she was like doing 5 plates per side and she had an insane physique, and I would miss this, and I literally stood in the way for the entire set, and she went, "Oh fucking hell," I could kind of go, "Oh shit, sorry." You know what I mean? That's what I mean in that way. It's more so a case of you're a complete beginner with no intensity. You could do that set 1,000 times. I stood maybe blocking one of the sides of the leg press. Fuck me. What have I done that's wrong to deserve her looking at the camera and throwing her arms around? When,
I've had
like,
it
again,
like
in the
a
gym,
few
you're
times.
trying.
I've had it a few times where I'll finish a set and then I'll
Mm,
watch it back and I'll go, oh, fucking hell, that's annoying. Someone's in the way.
yeah.
But I wouldn't ever say anything. I wouldn't be
No,
like, what the fuck, bro? Or be like, oh,
yeah.
I'd be like, oh, that's a shame. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Even if it's a
Yeah.
really good set, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, I'm not doing it to film. You know what I mean? I'm not, it's not as if, like, we always joke, don't we? Like, oh, I didn't film, got to do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't count. But yeah, right. I think that is all the questions.
Cool. Sound. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed.
That was actually a bit longer than we said.
Anything you want to leave us on, mate?
Quitting my job to work on being more gay.
Great. That's fantastic. I'm just gonna say yeah. I might follow suit depending
What
on
was the other reel I sent you today?
it was just like a it was just some like African dude just sitting like no emotion, just why are you gay? Why? How are you so gay?
It's like, why are you gay? Why are you so gay? And I just sent it to Reese.
Yeah, why? And he's like, he just looked so like confused. So I'm like, I don't know, bro. I felt interrogated. I was like, I can't help it, man.
I know,
You
so
know?
that's how I felt. I knew you'd
Yeah.
feel the same.
Yeah, I just felt like personally attacked and insulted. And as a gay white male, I just was like, what the fuck? This is not fun. Wait, so you're shaking your head? Kind of, I'm not, you're allowed to say gay jokes, but I'm not allowed to have a gay white male. Was
You
that
can
where we
say,
put
you
the
say
line?
what you want. Right, let's go.
Cool. Bye. See you later, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.